King Albert. He's did it again. Some of the best breakfast you ever want. Today, you know how we do it. I'm the Vague, and what I do is I bring people on that's here in Las Vegas, that's from Las Vegas, that's been around Las Vegas, and things that took place here in Las Vegas, and the people and all of that good stuff. Y'all know how we do it. I got my man Jerry in the building, and Jerry is Neil's uncle. We're gonna get into some of the things that Jerry do, but he was telling me a story the other day, and that story you was telling me was pretty interesting about the instrument playing and the family members that were talking about, the family members that were singers and things like that, yeah.
All right, so once upon a time.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
My mom used to sing in church Garden Christ, Cody. So she
here in Las Vegas?
No, this is in Arkansas.
Okay.
So we were origin in Arkansas.
Okay.
And she had a kind of like a baritone, like Mahalia Jackson.
Okay.
Some people will recognize it, that name. Some might not. They can look it up though. But Mahalia Jackson was a really good singer. And Mom, I think she was like in her 20s, early 20s. And my dad used to play guitar and piano and drums. But he was playing guitar in the church that she came to sing. And she's, saying, I want to back you up singing. So that back up there to me.
Okay. So you were singing?
No, I wasn't even born yet. So that's when they met.
Oh, okay.
This was 1955. I was born in the mid-1900s. So in 1955 when they met, I said he backed up and they hit it off and started touring, got married, and I was the firstborn from there.
Okay.
So both of them, like I said, being active in music in church, and all of us kids. So I was first, and then my brother Schaefer, who was Neo's dad, and then my sister Fanny, and I was like a year and a half separated. Then Terry, my brother Terry, he still sings Terry Wayne Project, so he's down in California now. He goes to Laughlin and Mesquite and Arizona, kind of doing the western region. Okay. But he's still pursuing music. In his 60s, just had his birthday last week.
Happy birthday.
Well, this week. I think it was Monday. I think it was Monday.
Right, okay.
Anyway, so
then... And that's your brother?
Yeah.
Okay. How many of it is y'all?
All right, so what happened is that my dad, when he was married, he had four kids, 3 boys and 1 girl. In that marriage, they got divorced. My mom had 2 kids, son and daughter. They got divorced, and then when they got married, my mom and dad, I was the firstborn in 1956 from their union. Right. And so, like I say, after that was me, Schaefer, Fanny, Terry, and Sweet. So it's 5 of us. My mom left her oldest daughter with her parents, and her son came with us. So there were 6 of us kids at home. So the 5 boys and 1 girl at the house. And when we got old enough to sing, walk, or whatever, I think around between 5, 7 years old, in the church, they would always call people up to sing. And they said, all right, the Smith boys. And so me, my brother Robert was a year or so older, me and Schaefer, we started singing a trio. And so everywhere we went, they always had the Smith boys come up and sing. And then when Terry became old enough, he was like Michael Jackson, doing a little afro and stuff, and so all the people, he started singing and doing solos. And then after we all got grown and started older, had bands in school back in Arkansas. Then I joined the Air Force and left for a few years. And I got in the Air Force in '74. Then I went to Germany. Well, I went to Columbus, Ohio for 2 years, then to Germany from '76 to '78. Then I came here. So that's where the origin of us coming here was when I was in the Air Force in 1978. I get here in October and start bringing the family out, start moving out beginning of 79. Okay. And so when you were asking me the other day about was Neo from here, I think I saw one of your thing that you had up, and the guy said family's from here. Right. And I would just confirm that with my sister. She said Lorraine, Shamir's mom, Shamir, that's what we call him. Right. So his nickname is Schaefer, and Shamir is Neo's middle name, real middle name. Okay. Schaefer Shamir Smith. Okay. So everybody called him Shamir, his family member. Okay. And everybody called him Schaefer, knowing from school. But then everybody called him Neo, just knowing from the music. 2006 when he reinvented himself and became that.
Okay.
Because the contract they had with Sony Records, they had his name, so he couldn't use Schaefer. He had to go and do another name.
Oh, that's why they came. That's like Prince.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So when he signed with Def Jam in 2006, he was writing, all of his own stuff. So we started after the Rodney King thing went down. There was a newspaper article said that there are no activities, nothing for the black people to do, and this was a kid talking, in the West Las Vegas area.
Of Las Vegas?
Las Vegas. I saw that in a newspaper article.
And who wrote the article?
I don't know. I just read it in the newspaper article. But what happened is that my trajectory is that I got here in '78 in the Air Force. I separated Air Force honorably in '81, and we bombed around, had a band here, and I worked various jobs. And I tested for Metro Police in end of '84, and the academy started in July of '85.
Okay.
So when we started the youth organization in '92, I had been working with Metro like 7 years by then. But we started that, and this whole area, I was spending my own money, and we did start a nonprofit, a federal nonprofit, but I was spending about anywhere from about $15,000 to $17,000, $20,000 a year on the youth organization. That I would rent out the venue. I would pay for all of their recordings, all of their photos, everything that the kids did. Then I still have all the original masters or whatever for all their recordings and videos and everything that they were doing back in that time. So they went from 90. She left. Go ahead.
My toast. Go ahead.
Yeah. So when my brother, we did a cassette on him like around 89, 90, something like that, and we still had all the beats. Okay. So Shamir and all that, and so it was Shamir, his cousin Andre, his first cousin Cody, his first cousin Terrence. All four of them had a group called BKB, Boy Bad Kids Bad, and me and my daughter Kristen and Nicole, Shamir's sister, and Fran, they were all first cousins, and they were in a singer group called Nia.
Okay.
And so they did a couple of covers, but they also did original songs too. Yeah, you want to get your
yeah, let me see.
This gets cold, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was anxious for my toast. Yeah, I was waiting for my toast. I want to start eating, you know what I mean? And can't eat without having toast. Thank you, darling. I appreciate it. All right. Yeah, so the group?
Yeah, the group BKB. So
BKB.
Bad Kids Bad.
Bad Kids Bad.
And that first song was Baby Kids. That's when that movie came out. Baby
Kids. Yeah. So that was like
that. In the 90s, early mid-90s.
Yeah. And Shamir is?
Neil.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew
he
that.
had the name was Go-Go back then. He called himself Go-Go, the Joker. So it went iterations of nicknames, but the Joker.
He was the Joker?
Yeah.
So I got a homeboy, rest in peace, was named D Joker.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what he had on his belt, D Joker.
Oh yeah. Shamir was a good artist. He had been drawing as a kid, and when he went to the Las Vegas Academy when they first opened, he went in there as taking art class.
Art, okay. Not music.
No. So his mother could sing, Lorraine, and then my brother Schaefer had a voice like Marvin Gaye, had that same kind of high pitch.
Okay.
And so he was our second lead singer. Terry was the major lead singer. I did some songs, but it wasn't like singing like Smokey Robinson and all them.
You was the Jackie of the Michael Jackson group?
Yeah. Well, no, I could sing maybe like him or Tito or. Well, not the main lead singer. They had good, difficult. Did some backups. I played rhythm guitar and I could.
So you the oldest brother, or your mother?
Yeah. Well,
and then
of the union of my dad and mom.
the union of your dad and mom.
They were married until he died, and he like 35 years later when passed away in 1989. Right over there in Washington is where he passed away from.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, 1989. But so Shamir showed the talent like right away, the leader of talent. I would give him a beat from my brother Terry's, and I produced the music for him. We gave him the instrumentals.
Okay.
So Shamir take it home and come back. Uncle Jerry got something, and then he'd take the song and teach his his first cousins, and then he'd give him another beat. He'd go home on the weekend. He's like 12, 13 years old.
Okay.
And that's like right off the bat. Go home, come back the next weekend, again, got a new song. And we would give him house music, gave him hip hop, gave him R&B, didn't matter what music style or genre we gave him, he would always come back with something. So all his first cousins were familiar with the song. We did a whole lot.
Is that right?
Oh, hell yeah.
Out in Vegas?
Yeah, they were, you talk to anybody that lived here growing up in the mid-90s, then they knew KFAB's, Kids for a Better Society. That was our organization. So what we would do is like 702, before then it was like Sweeter Than Sugar. Was
Absolutely.
And their manager, we were good friends, so they would be on, Adrian. They would come to I had rented out.
I had Adrian on my show, just so you know.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. We talk a little bit.
Man, I know he was angry about that shit that went down.
Ooh-wee.
Didn't want to kill him, but I didn't say that.
You all right?
But he was mad.
He had to suck it up,
mad.
though. Yeah, he was mad. You know, he's still probably mad.
Oh, no doubt.
You know?
Well,
all that she worked for.
They had their run.
Yeah, they had a good run. Well, I didn't have a good run, but they had a run.
Yeah, they had a well. It was up there. It charted their music. But all of the kids, and because I was a cop then, I told them they couldn't cuss, couldn't grab their crotch, couldn't be, all that craziness that was going on then, the gangster rap stuff. And I remember Shamir confronted me one time. I don't know, sell out, man. I want to say you can do that at home with your homies and stuff, but the stuff that I'm doing, I'm a cop. I got a reputation, and so we having family shows. So we started doing the multicultural showcases, and it got to the point that the county gave us every 2 years the amphitheater over at the county that we would do a fundraiser over there. And I started producing reggae concerts and have the kids in the daytime, and I would do the reggae concerts at night. So that Desert Breeze started out with me and Stan Rankin-T, who's a DJ on KUNV.
Stan
Rankin-T.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a reggae artist on.
Okay. I think I remember hearing that name on the radio.
Yeah, if you go to
KUNV, I listen to it all the time.
Yeah, that's him, Stan Rankin-T. But I would actually do have the kids in the daytime, and we did a full album. I still got the cassette. And, yeah, still got the cassette. All of the drawing, the graphic was done by Shamir. He did all of that. And the other kids, they started writing too. Became really, really good. So all the stuff that he continued to do. Well, there was a lady who joined us, and she was a protege of Seth Meyer, I think his name, and he was Michael Jackson's vocal coach. So she learned all that she could from him, and then she started working with Shamir and her children in singing. And they were doing like some old classic, Still of the Night, that kind of stuff. And Shamir was like the lead singer for that.
Okay.
We had no idea he could sing because he was such a prolific rapper at 11, 12 years old. And he was already the star of the show, so we just knew he was going to go somewhere.
So he was drawing, rapping, and nobody really knew he was really a good singer at that time.
No, none of the family members knew. But the lady I said that was teaching the other kids that were part of the KFAB's organization, she recognized it. My sister said that one time she told Shamir that she would buy a pair of tennis shoes if he started singing. And so he just belted and the rest is history kind of thing after she started working with him. But knowing, total pitch, now his sister, Nicole, Shamir would say that she has a better vocal quality than him. So
has he, anybody that he worked with in the family, has he brought him, out, to the public? Has he been able to do that, or?
So what I remind people of, look at any solo singer and say how many of them put their relatives on. They're like Chris Brown as an example. He has not produced any of his. The only, when you mentioned the Jackson 5 and the Osmond brothers, they put their family member on because they all came as a group. But
I'm more like rap, hip hop.
Any of it.
So much R&B. Like I'm not really in that field. I know the artists.
Well, I'm saying now.
But I mean,
Brown, any solo artist you can think about right now.
Let's think of somebody like Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg. Who in his family has he put on? Nobody.
His dad. He put.
His dad's a rapper.
No, but he put him on. You know, he put like Warren G on. He put
Warren G's relative.
One of them, Dad's corrupt. One of them is his cousin.
Okay, so now more than likely they were already that way. So here's what I'm looking at. There was an article that recently came out where the CEO of Spotify was paid $334 million last year.
Okay.
But what they pay the artists is 0.00030 zeros and a 6 per spin.
Okay.
So that means how many spins you have to have to get 6 cents? 6 cents.
I understand it.
Okay. I'm
I'm responding.
So would you want to put somebody that you like on just because of the accolade and cameras are flashing and saying that what's going on behind the scenes? We don't understand what's going on behind the scenes. So I remember one time I saw Neo on the Ed Griffin show or something like that early in the morning. And he had just come from a night in somewhere in Japan, somewhere in the Middle East, in Asia. Flew in to do that show, and while he was standing there talking to the guy, he was falling asleep. And I'm saying, like, it's night here, you do a concert, you go across into another time zone where it's still night, you get on the plane, get off the plane, in the limo, to the hotel, change up, go to do the concert, go back to the hotel, change, and get back on the plane, doing that. And I'm saying that who would want to, so when they were really active out here, I said I would not put them, I had contact with a lot of people, Interscope Records, and I was a DJ also, I got to put it up.
Okay.
So I had access to them, but I said I'm not going to be the one to put them on and let them get a contract because I can't control them. I don't have enough power or control of all the stuff that they want that we hear stories of how the younger kids were molested or turned out or all that kind of stuff. I say, no, Uncle Jerry will not be the one that's going to do that.
Right.
If they want to do it later on, then that's all on them.
Right.
But I don't blame Neo or any of the other artists who are saying the same thing. Is that you think just because you see the screaming and the flashing lights and the red carpets and all that that's it. Most of them ain't making no money now.
He also played in the movie too, didn't he?
Yeah, he did a few movies, Stomp the Yard and some, a lot of other stuff. But those
didn't he do the movie with Skiggy, the Skiggy Airman?
Yeah. Red Tails.
Red Tails, yeah.
So here's the other part of this, that I'm into a whole lot of other stuff. That I had a talk show on UNLV called The Professional Next Door, and I only interviewed minority professionals that I have access to here locally. So my brand does not, I don't listen to hip hop that way. I wouldn't know much about, I know more about Shamir's past and his history than about his latest album since 2006. I retired Metro Police in January for my birthday in 2006, and Shamir came out in February 2006 in my own words, in the first album with Def Jam. So he and I have been kind of doing the same thing or about the same timing.
Okay.
But instead, I don't know. I couldn't name more than 4 or 5 of his songs since he recorded. Hip hop just not. I don't follow it like that. I do jazz and classic and little.
That's understood.
Yeah. So when people don't know what's happening behind the scenes, and somehow the industry, unspoken understanding, they will put a wedge between the artist and the family members. The artist and the family member. They do that on purpose because they know that we're going to be in their ear about no, that ain't, and so the best way to do it is then keeping a distance. And the other part as well is saying that the artist will know that there are other members would have a potential career, but they don't want to be responsible for bringing them into that. When you see all the crazy stuff that's going on, and I don't blame
in the industry, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on.
When some people who know from back in the day when all the stuff I was doing for him, and they said, man, he ought to be putting you on, he ought to be giving you this, he ought to be give a shout out to Uncle Jerry. I couldn't be here doing this, or go to Walmart,
right.
or go shop when I want
Thank
to.
you.
If he mentioned me and people know what I look like, I couldn't be out there, living just a standard little life or whatever.
Right.
And so I appreciate that.
Right.
But people who wanted to, be famous or want to be recognized and all that stuff, I was selfish. I did all that because I liked to, I wanted to, and what I was getting out of it at the time, that's one of the major impulse that was doing that. Plus, again, keeping my nieces and nephews and my daughter out. They didn't do any extracurricular stuff, but we kept them busy.
And that's a good thing. That's important.
Oh, that worked. Kept them. They were no gang affiliation. When Shamir first got introduced, the media, his publicist, they had to look at other family dynamic stuff to make him look like he's hard or whatever as a R&B artist or as a rapper. Because rap was really, a big thing then.
Right.
And they couldn't find that. So what they did is made up a lot of lies on his mother and father. They had separated or divorced by then. So there was a whole lot of stuff they exaggerated about their domestic violence and their relationship so that they would affiliate him. He didn't have time. He had no gang affiliation, no graffiti, no prison records and all that kind of stuff. When we started working with him in early, mid 90s, he was doing the same kind of boring pop, all in, it wasn't cussing and all that kind of stuff. So it took from 1992 or 96 when he graduated high school, I think it was 96, 97, till 2006 for the industry to catch up with him. When they started coming down and restricting hip hop and gangster rap, they were looking for somebody like him. So he wrote for Katy Perry, Disney. He was with the group All For One. They were producing a lot of stuff for Disney. Right. So he was writing for them. So it was that he wouldn't have made it. Well, he didn't. No one picked him up for the gangster rap, hip hop, because he wasn't cussing. He wasn't, sagging pants and grabbing his crotch and all that kind of stuff. And those lyrics weren't in his songs. So I'm thinking that it went full circle and said, now we need somebody like, good, clean. Yeah. So here you go. We went down to visit him 2005, me and my brother Kerry, still singing. And 2005, kind of toured us in the studio he was working in. And he said that year, this was toward the end of the summer, he had already recorded over 300 demos. Yes, in 2005. Over 300 demos by himself. And so, again, that's shortly after that, in 2005.
So did he have a direct connect with Def Jam, or was that something he happened to stumble upon, or he worked upon? I mean, how did that happen?
So Tango, his manager, was able, rumors, I can't confirm it, but he and Suge Knight was
cool.
Yeah, okay. Suge was like his mentor. Okay. I remember one time Shamir was doing the show, Neo was doing the show at Caesars, and Tango couldn't make it, so Shamir's in front doing his thing, and Suge Knight right behind him, smoking a big smoke. And I put it out there that I didn't feel comfortable because Tupac had just been ill, that this guy was connected with Tupac's demise. And I'm saying that I said I didn't have a good feeling after that.
Absolutely.
And to me, when Shamir knows that relationship, and he knows Tank made Suge Knight's reputation, everybody does, then I don't know what kind of relationship, put it that way, that they have with him as an artist.
I understand.
And say, would he want to bring his sister in, or his first cousin, or his uncle, or whatever? No, I applaud him for not doing it. If we want to really go in and be at that level, I think he'll reach across but I don't reach back and pull none of them up because you know what the hell is going on in that. And then as this Diddy stuff comes out, they say that the allure ain't nothing bad happening. We're all having parties, going whatever, and then you find out that there's some other stuff going on around there.
And right in the next room.
Yeah. And most of the people knew, and the ones who chose not to go on that list. You know, we digress. I want to go to Diddy's thing. To go from the list of all the people who attended, and they say they're going to start. He'll be sitting there for the next 10 years or whatever, trying to figure out who and what doing what. Go through all of the footage of all those parties. Anyway, that's part of that lifestyle. And one of the good things that Shamir, he's a good nerd in the sense that he's at home playing the games.
Right, on the game.
He's at the strip club doing all that. You don't ever hear any of that. None of the other drama and stuff out there. Maybe have sex more often if they need to.
Yo, we here at Darla Southern Cajun Bistro. We'll be back in a minute.
Primary Entertainment presents the brand new single from national recording artist Big Fever entitled Feel Like. Blazing through your speakers right now.
You make me feel like drop $100 a month on your fashion. You make me feel like giving you the access code to my mansion.
The new single taking over the radio, the streets, and nightclubs across the country. Big Fever and his new single, Feel Like. Also available now on all streaming platforms. Spotify, Google Music, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Tidal, and Apple Music now. Just search BIGGFEVA or BigFeverMusic.com.
I told y'all we'll be right back at Darla Southern Cajun. Hey, listen, great story. My man Jerry is giving up, man. I mean, hey, take heed to this. We also had a situation with Suge Knight. We ain't gonna talk about it right now, but I will have the guy to come on and talk about it. My man X, he will come on and talk about it. Actually, he's the brother of the guy who was talking about Neo, that wasn't from Vegas. He's like, Neo wasn't from Vegas. And
I'll give you that story. So,
right.
I just talked to my sister. So I get here like say in '78, start bringing the family out in '79.
Right.
So Shamir, when he first came to Vegas, he was sitting in his mama's stomach. So she came here, and they stayed for the summer, little visit. Then they went back to Arkansas, and that's where he was born.
Okay.
So before he was 2, I think, not even 2 years old, they moved back out here to Vegas.
Right.
So he grew up. He knew Arkansas, like say,
right.
born there, but not raised there.
But
so he was here from 2 years old, less than 2 years old on. That's how that happened. When the guy was saying that ain't even from here, his family.
I mean, but y'all got to be proud of the whole everything that happened with him. I mean, because he's he definitely deserved it, and he's been pretty clean as far as an artist. As far as I've known, I haven't never heard.
The public don't know, and it ain't there. There's
right.
nothing there. The stuff that you hear,
I don't hear anything. That's the thing about it, because I'm not really in the R&B world like that. So, I know music, and I hear music. What's on the radio or the Sirius or whatever, whatever platform I'm listening to.
Yeah.
But these days I don't listen to much R&B like I used to. When I was in the 80s, it was R&B, it was Anita Baker, Toni Braxton, you know what I mean? Luther Vandross. There was a lot of R&B, pop type stuff, but now it's just not really so much of that. And then I don't even really listen to a whole lot of rap no more. It's more so a lot of jazz.
Going in a different direction to say that to be more commercialized, watered down. To me, it changed when Jay-Z did that the video "Big Pimpin'" on a yacht.
Oh yeah.
So now he's not talking about in the ghettos, stumping roaches and shooting at people and all that. It's about popping bottles and all that. So when rap turned to that mainstream, we're popping bottles and we're doing.
Got the whole world trying to pop bottles, and then they broke the next day.
Yeah. So when you hear rap, for the most part, just listen to the lyrics and say, what are they? They're not talking about ghetto stuff like it did in the early,
right.
development of it. In
so
the
yeah.
80s and 90s especially.
Yeah, we listen to a lot of player rap, hardcore rap.
Yeah.
Of course when we first started listening, it was Grandmaster Flash. It was.
I was a DJ back then, so
So did you DJ with Adrian?
No,
never.
bad.
Heard him, you DJ with Heard 'em Bad?
I was one of the crew.
Is that right? So you know Rob.
All of them.
And-
Rob was a little kid when we started working with him, DJ Frankie, and you know, all of them.
Black Rob.
Oh, okay, yeah, him too. Oh,
Okay,
all KCP,
yeah.
any DJ from 78 when I got here on Thursday, 78.
Did you know a dude named Skeeter?
Hell yeah, I'm telling you, all of them.
Skeeter was my neighbor.
He was?
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to be Heard 'em Bad because we were every at the City View Park.
When they first started, yeah, City View Park, we would go down there. So I remember at Lorenzi Park, City View Park. You know, the fights break out, got to break it up. You know what I'm saying? I remember those days. You know, Skeeter was like, he lived one house down from me. So before the song came out, Monday Night Football, he kept saying Monday Night Football. And I'm like, Skeeter, like, he's not a football player. You know, I'm thinking in my head, Skeeter ain't, what is he talking about? But he just kept singing this Monday Night Football. But we don't know it's the song. Because he's so close to Heard 'em Bad that, you know, because he was always with him, you know what I mean? And we come find out he did the song. That was like the first artist from Vegas as a rapper. Yeah.
I was right there.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. All of the Interscope Records and all of those companies, because we were DJs, they would contact, George was president for the DJ.
Can George contact you right now?
Well, he's in prison right now.
Right, but I mean, can he reach out to you?
He could, yeah.
Okay. Has he?
Yeah, but.
Okay.
So Alex, I was Metro Police.
Right.
Yeah, so when I retired in 06, he started calling, I would accept his phone, we had a good conversation and stuff. And then I decided to maybe go back because I was bored as hell. And when I went back, went through the whole process, and at the very end, this one lieutenant called me in and said that he didn't come back. What's up? George Luster. I was trying to get him for 8 years. 8 years I was trying to get him, and we noticed that you have communication with him. So we don't think you're a good fit.
Oh, wow.
In essence, that's what he indicated. Okay, all right, so I went on, did the real estate stuff and whatever. But George, he owned the studio with DJ Rob and Frankie and there's another kid,
Hyper Scott.
Wiz.
Kid Wiz, Hard Rock Wiz.
So he owned the studio with him, and because he was part owner, he gave me all of his time. And so that's when I started taking Shamir and all the kids in, recording at the studio that he was giving to me.
So
I didn't have to pay for it.
He would really come underneath George. Heard 'em Bad.
Yeah, I said I was a DJ.
Right, because you part of that, so he's underneath you.
Yeah,
So that's man, that's
so my brother
that's interesting.
My brother Terry, so he had the big afro, you know, like 11th grade or whatever. So he would do Prince and El DeBarge because they had that high-pitched song. So whenever we did a show, we always bring Terry up.
Okay.
Bring the girls in and stuff. So it all worked out. It was all worked out. It was fun. Now he ain't left it yet. He's still doing it.
And man, y'all here on the Vague show. The Vague ringtone is full effect, Las Vegas, Nevada. We here at Darla Southern Cajun Bistro.
Bistro.
Yeah. So, listen, this story is very interesting. It's finna get even deeper. So.
It's Vegas, baby.
It's Vegas, baby. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, I said George would give me his recording time, and the other guys would do the engineering. DJ Rob would.
Right.
And he went on to.
So did DJ Twin ever come around?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So DJ Twin, his dad and mom. Well, his dad was in the Air Force with us. All of them, they were in the Air Force.
Okay.
With us. You know, Beetle and all that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Beetle.
Oh yeah. Everybody knows Beetle. Everybody knows Beetle. So Beetle was on the board director for KFAB when I first started in 1992.
Okay.
He was from day one.
That's where I met you at, isn't it?
Could have been.
But Sweet Lou
Sweet Lou?
Yeah, we was in the office over there at the Pearson Center. Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Some years back.
So again, all of that music we already brought it from Arkansas, and then the connection to get it, take it to the next level, came under George Luster with Heard 'em Bad. Because I was with him until I joined Metro Police in '85. I tested in '84, so I cut off all of my ties with, because I know what they were doing.
Heard 'em bad at Jim Bridge a Friday night. Man, you know, because I live right by Jim Bridges, so yeah, so I would be up there. Yeah, even when Adrian was doing the parties for 50 Cent, I was going up there.
Yeah.
Man, that was the best thing, man. Jim Richard had it cracking.
Yeah.
Northtown.
Oh yeah. In fact,
Twix from Northtown.
Twix was part of K-Fab.
Is that right?
He's on the first CD, cassette that BKB, which Neo and his first cousin, Nia, my daughter and Neo's sister, and then Straight Up was Twix and two other kids.
Okay.
Vonnie and a young 8-year-old kid. They were Straight Up. And then my brother, we had a couple of songs from him and another song on there from Neo's dad. But that first cassette that
Man,
we
you
put
think
out,
we can get Neo on this platform?
Hell no.
Ain't gonna happen.
No.
Man, listen. Make it happen.
Too small.
Neil, we need you to come home, baby. Come to where you was raised at. Come on down and show some love to your folks, man. Come on down. I hope you see this, and if you do, get with him and he gonna get with me. I'm pretty popular in the city. Everybody know me.
Okay. It'll be all on you. I'm not saying that I wouldn't encourage it. Here's the truth. That family members of megastars like him, on purpose, it is better for them not to acknowledge the affiliation or the relationship. Because be crazy people be doing some crazy stuff.
It's a lot of crazy out there.
They'll feel responsible that somebody, this is what really happened. So his dad and his dad's second wife, they were in Texas somewhere in a restaurant eating. Somebody over at the table was saying, "You look just like that singer Neo, or whatever," but they look like they could be twins. Okay. And you were the one in the story in Right On magazine, or Vibe, or whatever the hell it was, of how you used to have the best of Bollywood was. How they had to take my brother in the back with his family. The cops had to come and escort them out.
Man, that's
just
crazy.
Just because he looked like his son.
Wow.
And they were, she didn't know what from what, but just saying that's what they put out there. Like they say Jamie Foxx is dead or whatever, or Prince is dead or whatever. So I appreciate the privacy and the autonomy that we're able to get. Because if not, then like I said, crazy people won't be. They say, oh, if I kidnap him, Neo going to pay me $1 million.
See, that's why I need. That's why. Listen. That's why it's necessary to have some real killers on your side. I mean, it's necessary to have some people on your side they got some muscle. You know what I mean? It's necessary to roll with some people like that you don't even really have to pay. You know what I mean? You don't even have to pay those cats.
Let me show you why I won't do that. So, y'all see that? That's
He's the police.
Retired Metro. I got a big group of people.
Oh man,
on my side.
listen.
And all I got to do is whistle.
Okay.
Say a retired officer. Here we go.
Man, listen.
911, retired officer, whatever down or whatever it is.
You still got your uniform too, huh?
Yeah, and I still fit it. 19 years. In about a week and a half, my birthday, January 12th, and I retired on my birthday.
Okay.
So 19 years I've been retired.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah. So I ain't scared. It ain't for me, but like I said, his sister, mom, and then all of his first cousins, because they all grew up together. They still in contact. In fact, I went to the show that he had at the Win, not the Win, Encore.
At the Encore.
He had a little thing there, so I went to one of those.
But he was in residency?
Yeah, a
okay.
couple months ago.
Right.
Yeah, a couple months ago, I think. But I went to that because I'm a fan as well.
Right. Oh, yeah.
But there again, the parts of saying, if the people that'll see this and they'll recognize me because that, and then now I can't have peace anymore.
Because they're going to be climbing all over your head.
No, just
constantly conversation.
People who are not, again, they're not part of megastars and their family members, where we don't hear a whole lot of putting them on and saying, here, they travel with me, that is a good reason for that. And now some of the kids, they wanted to be famous and because they singing and rapping. We had some other kids, academics, the last iteration of K-Fabs, and they were really, really big.
So do you think Twix reach out to Neo right now? You think they got a relationship?
You have to talk to them and see. But like I said, I don't have his direct phone number. And there are a couple of the family members. One of the kids that was in this group, and my daughter. They talk to them all the time. But they said I know he's doing okay. He'll get word that I'm doing okay because they'll tell me some conversations they're having. But again, I have to me, I decided to respect the anonymity and the autonomy that the rest of the family members are able to move about, and not people thinking that they want to kidnap them and try to hold them for ransom. And Shanier is in Dubai somewhere and don't hear about it early enough or whatever, might go down. So when you look again in the entertainment industry and you see how that goes down, is that they are not on purpose blasting in pictures and stuff or whatever.
Right.
But family members, especially if they just have a normal life.
Right.
I want to keep my normal life. I want to keep my normal life. In fact, one of the other normal things, how much time guys do you want to do for this now? Yeah. So I'm doing a set of cards, the tale of two black histories. The tale of two black histories. So with that, I'm only talking about, we already know about slavery, struggle, and injustice. Whenever we talk about American history and we bring black people in the conversation, then it's right away, the default is slavery, struggle, and injustice. And I started wanting to say, what about the unenslaved, the free black people? No, we don't need to know about them. Or no one is saying that openly, we don't need to know about them because they are contradiction to all of the white supremacy and all. No, and I'm saying that I got 52 cards, a deck of cards. You can also play regular cards with them, and 52 different things.
My man got a deck of cards, and the deck of cards, the tale of two black histories. We're gonna come right back after this message.
Hey everyone, I just finished reading Behind the Lights of Las Vegas by Michael Elliott, and I had to leave a review. You know, when it's your first book, it's the closest people around you who can make all the difference. Imagine what would happen if every single one of us buys a copy. What if Michael Elliott became the next Obama? What if that happened? And in that way, we could become the next one author. How many of y'all believe that this is possible? Well, it's gonna take all of us to make it happen. So let's get our $6 out, grab the book, and leave a 5-star review. Let's show some love to homegrown, original Las Vegas talent. Come on, y'all, let's get Michael to the top. En route, Michael. En route. Let's leave no doubt. This city supports its own. Let's make history together.
All right, so I got to change personality. I'm going to do it on camera.
Okay, so we talking about the tale of two black histories, the cards that he got. And there's a saying there's a little scripture on the back of each of the cards, and they have the numbers and everything. It's a full deck of cards. I'm gonna let him explain to y'all what it's all about. My man Jerry in the building.
Yeah, I'm had to change my personality now. Put on my studious glasses.
You know how we do, you know.
So here's one guy, his name is Paul Couffe. And the backstory on him, he was a free black man. Back in, he was born in 1759, died in 1817. But in 1780, he half Indian, half black, and his brother, and then a full-blooded Indian who was also free. They petitioned Boston to be able to vote because he ran a ship. He was a ship owner, so he was moving a lot of product. Wealthy, rich guy, and Boston said, "No, you black. We don't let black people or half black people, mixed black people, people of color. They don't vote here." This is 1780. In 1784, the whole state of Massachusetts said that now people of color, if you own land, you've been here 2 years, and you're over 21 years old, you can vote. 1784. 1787, 88, the Constitution came through to be ratified. So these black people in Massachusetts voted to ratify the Constitution. And I didn't hear of that or didn't know of that until like maybe 3 or 4 years ago when I started doing research. To say that, you saying black people voted to ratify the law of the land? The whole message that we're getting, the default message, is saying black people couldn't vote. That wasn't true for every state. That was not true for every state. And so that's Paul Couffe. There was another person on there, 1781. So, name is Quock, Quock, Quock Walker. He petitioned Massachusetts for his freedom.
Okay.
So he was saying that the Constitution for Massachusetts says that all men are created equal, liberty and justice for all and all that. Went to court and won his freedom.
Get this history lesson.
But there's a whole lot like this.
Every card has something on there about a person or about
an event.
So or about an event.
There was a guy who owned a theater house, and this was in the 1821. They were going to theaters, free black people, and this is crazy thing to say. They're free, unenslaved black elites. When we hear black elites in history, then the default is saying that they could have done more. They wouldn't have, but no, they were starting abolition societies. They were financing and helping runaway slaves, orphans and widows, and starting schools and churches. But we don't hear about that. That these were the black elites. We want to condemn them. So one of the things that I'm suggesting is that leave everything intact. There were unenslaved, free black people who owned slaves, and they were pro-slavery. And you're saying that, so I should forgive them too? And I'm thinking that, don't condemn them, because they knew at any second they could be stolen, like the guy on here on Northrop, 12 years a slave. They can be stolen and sold down the river, which is down south, into slavery. So their freedom was precarious. And we're saying that, okay, the Negroes owned slaves, and they thought that they were acting out like, and they had the same rights, a lot of them, more rights, more opportunities than white people did. But in this information that I'm finding from one of the books is 12 Years a Slave by Ira Berlin, but there's a couple more books as well that I'm coming from, and saying that, okay, if we put it into context, they were slave owners, but they could be stolen and sold down the river and be slaves. But their mere existence, just because they existed, it sped up abolition.
Man, how did people, I mean, you know, you that afraid, you know, back then, you that afraid that someone could buy you and sell you and ship you. I mean, it's
a crazy life, and as I
the people who even thought of even doing this, I mean, they probably was hustling, but at the same time, they hustling what they wanted to hustle. They put down who they wanted to put down, and it's almost like today's time. My partner told me this back in the 90s. He said, you see a sucker, lick 'em. You know what I mean? So they seen suckers and they licked us. You know what I mean? The ones that were like us, but probably not the same attitude. They was probably scary. They was probably, you know, just scared. Yeah. Because everybody wasn't slaves. You had some black people that owned slaves.
Exactly. That's what I'm discovering. So here's the thing that happened. In Haiti in 1791, they had the uprising. So in Haiti, there were 500,000 slaves, and the information I got from my research, 40,000 free white people, and 30,000 free black and people of color. So 70,000 people owned 500,000 slaves. So I said, they must have heard Kanye say, y'all ain't slaves, y'all volunteers. Here goes the uprising. So there were like, I think, 1,000 ships, or even might have been more than that people were fleeing. If they weren't killed, they were on the ship. They went into Louisiana, into North and South Carolina, and Virginia. And they brought their slaves with them, and they brought their money. So they started sugar and tobacco plantations, and they were slaves who were owning slaves. At one point, 40% of slave ownership in Louisiana was black and people of color, owning 40%. 40% ownership in the slave market. So when we're looking at that and thinking that the same way that the conservative black people today believe in the ideology, in the thoughts, in everything that we're believing about the extreme right today, the politicians of saying 2025 is about what can we do to suppress and get black people out the way. and what can we do to restrict their movement and their progress and all that, than the pro-slavery black people back during that time. I mean, it's crazy to try to reconcile that with today's eyes of how was that possible. So what happened with the in 1757 Dred Scott decision, and Dred Scott, his master took him into a free state, Ohio or somewhere in one of the free states, and when his master died, he petitioned the master's wife and said, "Yo, I've been up in this bitch for a minute,
right.
So I'm free state, I should be free." The master's wife said, he went to court, Dred Scott did. Supreme Court judge say, ain't no right that a black person, free or unenslaved, have that a white man needs to honor. 1857. Lincoln goes into office in 1861, and Frederick Douglass goes and visits him. Harriet Tubman goes and visits him. A lot of the black abolitionists went to visit him, and I believe, ain't no information going to come out, they helped him to write the Emancipation Proclamation to abolish slavery altogether. So I'm thinking that these unenslaved people, just because they existed, and then once that decision came down to Dred Scott to say that y'all ain't got no rights and we need it. So I was thinking there's a sketch coming. Guy, he's going on one weekend, he goes into town, he's wealthy, got his slave with him and all that stuff. The next week after Dred Scott decision, he goes in, a little white kid with his mother, threw a spit on him, and he's like, "Sheriff," you know.
Right.
They ain't got no rights. And he goes back home, the slave owner, black guy, that little white boy spit on me. You know, if he done that shit last week, I would have had him.
Right.
But no, you ain't got your power, your rich, your wealth, they ain't got nothing. It ain't working no more. So they were saying, we can't go for that. Shortly after that, they said the war, Civil War break jumps off. And I know that the free black people who were all about abolition had something to do with that. When ain't nobody, I'm doing some more research. I'm gonna find some information that's gonna.
Yeah, and this is good research. I mean, good information. Take this information in.
Yeah.
Is these here for sale?
No, so these are my prototype, and they're going to be for sale. Right now, we're putting the marketing platform together, and I got to design the cart that it comes in, a little thing, and there's a whole lot of.
There's one thing that you need to put on there.
Talk to me.
Put my picture on there.
So
I'm gonna put him on the spot right now. I got a book out. It's called Behind the Lights in Las Vegas. It's on Amazon. Are you gonna give him a book?
Oh yeah.
Put him on the spot.
Yeah, I got you, man. I got you.
All right. Behind the Lights in Las Vegas. Make sure y'all pick that copy up on Amazon. The best book out right now. We're gonna make it the #1 book. Instead of having a New York bestseller, we're gonna have a Las Vegas bestseller. Let's make it happen.
So Stan Armstrong and I, we used to do some documentaries about the Las
Stan,
Vegas.
y'all done some good work. I've seen some of that work. I seen the one that they did on Hen Hen.
Oh, yeah.
I seen the one that they did on the
Beetle.
the Beetle,
Yeah.
and I seen the one that they did about the Las
Right.
Vegas. Something about Las Vegas.
Oh, this Rancho Rice did a couple of
Right.
Now I wasn't with him when he did that.
So
Before
is Stan still
Moulin
around?
Rouge. No, he passed.
He passed away
years
just a couple of years ago,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. God bless him, whatever. Yeah, he's
Yeah, bless
really,
him.
really good guy. But I went from there, and now I'm started doing documentaries, and this is a concept for the documentary as well. Tell the two black histories, and I got a whole lot of stuff that I'm working on.
You know, there's so many documentaries in Las Vegas because everybody. I mean, there's about 8 or 9 people that have done some documentaries outside of the people who's done them for like the Strip and downtown and stuff like that.
Yeah.
My book is kind of like a documentary type like book because it dates about everything that took place from beginning to end. You know what I mean?
Here, when you return that into a documentary, the balance, and that's why I should tell Stan all the time. Nobody's talking about all of if you just go sports and entertainment.
Well, see, this is where I come in at. Listen, this is where I come in at for the documentary. My travel in life since I've been here since 1967, the travel that I traveled, I've been in 25, 30 arenas. Okay. Football, well, let me just say sports,
Right.
entertainment, corporate, politics, almost everything, you know what I mean? And I met a lot of people. And then not only that, when I'm out there, I'm always gonna be that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know, when I used to coach basketball, I would go in and I would cross my legs and sit down, you know what I'm saying, and let the team go do their thing. We didn't already practice. I'd get up every now and then.
Yeah.
And when I first came and started, like for a long time, I had kind of like was just training. Yeah. And I was training myself and other people. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I finally got a team. they pep me up. Mike, you need to get a team. I get a team. So the new people that don't know me from my earlier days, they don't know me.
Right.
So when I get over there, you know, I'm this cool dude, and they see my team playing, and they like, who this dude think he Pat Riley or something? And so it was like, I'm like, y'all don't know. The other people like, you know, that's Mike, you know what I mean? They're like, who is that? Well, he ain't been around in a long time, but when you leave a place and then you come back, and all those new people that came in, they don't really know you. So yeah, I'm always gonna stand out in the room. I'm gonna always stand out in the room.
All right, so wrapping up, I gotta spend about an hour or so.
All right, we wrapping this up.
Hanging around.
Hey, listen, thank y'all for hanging out with us in Darlas, 1100 Martin Luther King. We had a great time, man. That was a great story. I appreciate it all, man. That was fun, man.
Yeah, reminiscing, going back down to memory lane and stuff.
That's what it's about. You know what I mean? What's life without having a history? You know, most people live day to day, paycheck to paycheck, and they don't even really have a chance to having a real history because they're so stressed out all the time. Take some of the stress off, take some time to enjoy yourself, relax, and we'll get back with y'all on the next episode of The Vague Ringtone Show. And I am Michael Elliott, The Vague.
Jerry R. Perry Smith.
Peace.
That's it.
And we out. Thank you. So you gonna drive?
Yeah.
How you gonna make it?
Do you want to drive?
I'm drunk.
Let's just call Uber.
Call Uber.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Oh, you call the Uber.
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
You call the Uber, and then I'll do it. I'll wait till you call the Uber.
Okay, it'll be here in 3 minutes.
Uber, come Uber.
Is that it?
Read it.
We here at Darla's Southern Cajun Bistro, right here on Martin Luther King, 1100 Martin Luther King, King Albert. He's did it again. Some of the best breakfast you ever want. Today, you know how we do it. I'm The Vague, and what I do is I bring people on that's here in Las Vegas, that's from Las Vegas, that's been around Las Vegas, and things that took place here in Las Vegas, and the people and all of that good stuff. Y'all know how we do it. I got my man Jerry in the building, and Jerry is Neil's uncle. We're gonna get into some of the things that Jerry do, but he was telling me a story the other day, and that story you was telling me was pretty interesting about the instrument playing and the family members that were talking about, the family members that were singers and things like that, yeah.
All right, so once upon a time.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
My mom used to sing in church of God in Christ, Cody. So she
Here in Las Vegas?
No, this is in Arkansas.
Okay.
So we were originated in Arkansas.
Okay.
And she had a kind of like a baritone, like Mahalia Jackson.
Okay.
Some people will recognize it, that name. Some might not. They can look it up though. But Mahalia Jackson was a really good singer. And Mom, I think she was like in her 20s, early 20s. And my dad used to play guitar and piano and drums. But he was playing guitar in the church that she came to sing. And she's, saying, I want to back you up singing. So that back up there to me.
Okay. So you were singing?
No, I wasn't even born yet. So that's when they met.
Oh, okay.
This is 1955. I was born in the mid-1900s. So in 1955 when they met, I said he backed up and they hit it off and started touring, got married, and I was the firstborn from there.
Okay.
So both of them, like I said, being active in music in church, and all of us kids. So I was first, and then my brother Schaefer, who was Neo's dad,